Welcome back to another edition of the Link Sports Podcast. I am Kenny Gray.
I'm Preston Fant.
I'm Caden Sprague.
And I'm Joe Sneller.
And we have newly Rockets fan, Nick Perry. Nick, do you want to say hi to us?
Hello, guys. I just really like Nene, so I'm trying to support him. All right. Anyway, let's talk about March Madness, and let's not even waste any time. Let's not waste any time. What are some upsets you guys think are going to happen?
You know, if I go to people's brackets where they tell you what percentage, people have Texas upsetting Nevada at 55%.
Because of Mo Bamba.
Mm-hmm. And then you got loyal Chicago at 33% against Miami.
Ooh. I think Davidson has a chance to beat Kentucky. It's a 12-5. Kentucky's 5, Davidson's 12. Mm-hmm. Upsets like that always happen, and I don't think Kentucky is as strong as
they have. Kentucky, for the percentage, they have about 81
for winning the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Against Davis.
Mm-hmm. And then the next highest is San Diego State against Houston, 33.
81%. At 19%.
Who does Houston have?
Houston has San Diego State.
Okay, they'll get past them.
The question is, though, how far do you think Trae Young can take Oklahoma in the tournament?
Not past the second round.
Think he can pull a Steph Curry?
Who is he up against first round?
He's against University of Rhode Island.
He plays. Rhode Island's winning.
Rhode Island and Oklahoma, and then Texas A&M and Providence are the only two.
I just watched Davison play Rhode Island. Rhode Island is really good.
Are the only two percentages of the people who picked that are split 50-50. So no one knows.
Who?
The two, the 7-10 seed from the West and then the 7-10 seed from the Midwest.
All right, forget all that. Who you got winning?
We got winning?
Kansas is taking it all. I'm putting it down right now.
Kansas has an 8% chance. That's what they say. Of winning it all. I'm sure once Kansas and the other Villanova are second at 15.6, but I'm sure once they get past the first two, the percentages are going up. Who they have first? Yeah. Villanova? They have that. They have one of those.
Who do you have winning it all?
Who do I?
No, who do the percentages?
Oh, the percentage. The highest is University of Virginia at 20.7.
Ooh.
I can look up
Virginia? I can't have Virginia winning.
They just lost.
They lost their sixth man.
Yeah, they lost their sixth man.
Whoever, I don't know his name.
Even with him, I feel like Virginia, they're really sound defensively. They don't give up a lot of points defensively, but offensively, they don't really have any go-to guys. To be honest, they have a team full of people that are capable of scoring, but they don't really have any go-to guys.
Well,
unless you're Preston, But that's how that goes.
Only I can look at the odds.
It bees like that sometimes.
I say either Kansas or Western. Doesn't matter.
I think Duke has a good chance, but I don't think they'll win it all because
every year Duke, except maybe a few years
except
ago.
That one year where no one knew about them, and it was just everyone paid attention to Kentucky.
Duke always has a chance
because Kentucky was almost about to go undefeated, and then Frank the Tank happened.
What about Michigan? What do you guys think about Michigan?
Hey, they'll go far. I think at least Elite Eight.
They play Montana in the first round. That's definitely most likely a win.
So if they beat them, who they play? Houston or something?
They either play Houston or San Diego State, and I'm guessing that'd be Houston unless.
And Houston only has two guys.
Yeah.
They have those two guards that are pretty good. But
it's crazy how Michigan in the Big Ten tournament, they barely beat Iowa, and then they just went on to kill it. Well, not kill, but just beat everybody else.
They annihilated the competition.
For real, because, what about Michigan State?
Michigan State?
They're not choking this year.
I mean, I remember the year they lost. I was like, someone told me that, and I was like, nah.
Revenge. I think they're gonna.
And then I look at my phone and I see Middle Tennessee State has beaten Michigan State, and I was like, what just happened?
Bucknell. So
don't sleep on Bucknell. You don't know what they do.
Bruh, what are they, a 2 seed?
Who? They're at 3.
They're a 3
They're
seed.
3.
They have some good wins though. Michigan State beat North Carolina by 18.
That's a good one.
I feel like
they got Barry.
The only bad thing is though,
Who'd they lose to?
Lost to Michigan twice.
Michigan has their number and their jerseys.
And they lost to Ohio State by 16.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I had a feeling.
State?
Ohio State.
I remember that day.
Who do they have?
I don't know. They're
Other than
5
nobody.
seed. They're a 5 seed.
They're a 5
Uh-huh.
with a whole bunch of nobodies. Hey, shout out to Ohio State. You know what I'm saying?
And
You know what I'm saying?
Bucknell, the only
Shout out to D'Lo.
somewhat impressive one they have is over Vermont by 4, and they lost to Arkansas by 28.
Sheesh.
Yeah. So I'm guessing Michigan State should win that. How far do you think Alabama's going to go with?
Alabama, they could get to Sweet
Well,
16.
I think they have more than him. I think they have John Petty.
They have Ohio
forget
State
about
has a
John
dude
Petty.
that's a junior named,
Very petty.
I don't even know how to say his name. His Bates drop.
Is Diop,
Kieta? Bates Diop.
Kieta, Bates, Diop.
He averages 19, 8, and 2
Okay, what is the 2 with?
assists.
Oh, so he's probably a big.
Or
Is he a big?
19, he might be.
It's kind of hard to say if Alabama's going to get out the first. Cause
Who do they have?
They got
He's a
Virginia
forward.
Tech, and Virginia Tech,
They're known for
they gotta I can't even talk. They gotta win against Duke. They gotta win against Virginia.
Press Virginia?
They gotta win against North Carolina by 11. Clemson.
Hey, I like
But-
Colin Sexton. I like the young bull, but
That's tough because
that's-
Virginia Tech's actually played some pretty good competition.
Exactly. all the teams that aren't
But
like
then
ranked.
again, Virginia Tech might be the type of team that plays to their competition, and that's always not a good thing because they do have some losses. Like they've lost to Miami twice and Louisville twice, and Louisville in the NIT. So
Louisville isn't really all that. Did they make it?
They didn't make
They
it.
did not make it. They had an NIT game yesterday.
Because my man Brian Bowen wasn't there, man. He was gonna take him there. My man's gonna take him there.
That's a scandal for a different day.
Yeah, that's
That's a different one.
he hot right now.
What top team do you guys think is going to choke? Like a big top team you guys think?
Kansas.
Okay,
I look, you feel like Kansas might choke.
They might pull
so out of all
Villanova.
the one seeds, you'd say it'd be Kansas.
They might pull Villanova from 2015, if I remember. They had the crying
Where do you
flute
think they
girl.
lose at first round?
Second round.
You think there's any way that
Some way.
you think a 16th seed beats a 1 seed this year?
I mean, it's gonna happen.
That would be crazy.
It's gonna happen sometime.
Brackets would be busted.
It's gonna happen. Hold up. Okay, so the best title odds right now, as the second, is Villanova and Virginia at 5-1. Duke follows 6-1. You got Michigan, Michigan State, Michigan. They both
Michigan
8-1.
over Michigan State?
No, they're both tied 8-1. Arizona 12-1. Kansas.
They're interesting.
Kansas 14-1. Purdue 15. North Carolina 18. Cincinnati, Xavier 22-1. Gonzaga 28, and then the last one. If you want to, for you Oklahoma people, if I can find them.
5,000 to 1. God.
Where's Oklahoma? Is 105-1, but then again, title
100
odds
and what to?
150.
Well,
Not
let's
bad.
think. What was Steph Curry's title odds when he played at Davidson? Because all the comparisons with Trae Young and Steph Curry.
Yeah, but we can't really go off the odds because NFL were predicting some odds,
Yeah, so
and like
I
some
never
teams.
go off of those.
But then again, they are true. Even though it has Cleveland 0.1 chance to
You
win
ever
the title.
realize that the best brackets are never they never go off of actual knowledge?
Yeah. I noticed
They
that.
always go off of mascot.
That is true.
Favorite color.
Mascot, pretty much.
Stuff like that.
Man.
I think
that's what has me whenever I do all this research and I overthink every team that I pick, and then my bracket's busted. I'm like, wow, I just did all that for nothing.
I know.
I
I mean,
think to get a good bracket, you gotta you gotta like it's all of really like the March Madness is all about matchups.
Mhm.
It's all about matchups.
And it's hard to tell sometimes, just
Yeah.
because like
Some
you've
people
never
have off
seen
days
those
and
teams
stuff, yeah.
play against each other.
That's why
until
people
you get to
think
the later rounds.
Trae Young might make a run because they played him only one time. They have that one time for the footage.
But who does
Other than
Oklahoma
that-
have other than him?
Don't know. It's like Buddy Hield all over again, but Buddy Hield took him to the Final Four.
Buddy Hield.
Well, also Buddy Hield is
Was it
a
the-
bust.
Was it
To
the
be honest.
Final Four or like Elite Eight?
He definitely didn't go to a. Wait, I think he went to Final Four. I think no, I don't think he did. Honestly,
I can look back.
But yeah, I don't think they won't get out the second round. I think they lose second round.
Do you think North Carolina goes back to back?
No.
Any chance?
No.
I think they could. I think. Well, I mean, again, it's all about matchups. It's depend on who they play because they have guards, they have bigs.
Yeah.
So
And then, all right, this is going to be the last question. What do you think Missouri does with the addition of Michael Porter Jr.
he hasn't been himself
and
since he's
the
been back.
tournament?
He hasn't been himself since he came back. So I believe,
How
whoever-
far do you think they get?
if anything, not past second round.
If they did make it to the second round, they would have to play most likely Xavier, who's a number 1 seed.
Yeah, exactly.
They can give them room for their money. Xavier.
I mean, they match up well, but overall, I think.
And
Xavier-
again, Xavier's the Gonzaga.
But again, you're going to Michael Porter Jr. I think with him being back, he knows he has the green light, and he hasn't been on lately. So I think he shoots him out the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, they could be the Gonzaga when no one wanted Gonzaga as the number 1 seed, and they went on. To
Hey, don't sleep on
run it
Gonzaga,
up.
dude. They haven't been talked about much this year, but don't sleep on them. Them, Auburn, I think. Who else? That's a sleeper. Michigan sleeper. I think they'll be a sleeper.
Michigan, it's crazy that Michigan.
Arizona and
Arizona, yeah.
Kentucky.
No, I think Kentucky. They don't.
They're a sleeper. Everyone's like, just because he has a freshman team, didn't he? He went to, even though they were all 4 stars, including Eric Bledsoe, he took them 4 freshmen to the title game, even though they did lose.
Hey, all I'm gonna say
He took.
is,
He had 4 freshmen with Anthony Davis too.
I'm gonna say,
But I'm talking Boogie, John Wall.
don't sleep on Texas
Eric.
Tech. They got a win over Kansas, a win over West Virginia,
Oh, West Virginia, that's a sleeper.
and they got 2 wins over Texas. So
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I think it's it. It's all the time. Hopefully, your bracket doesn't get busted in the first weekend, because if it does, you're not getting that $1 million. So just watch out for that. Make sure to fill them out. If you're reading this or hearing this, why would you read it? Hear it today. And good luck to all the teams, and go Duke.
Go Iowa Western.
Go Michigan State.
Go AL.
Ohio State University.